Hello, and welcome to my project management roundtable. The purpose of this roundtable discussion is to bring together experienced professional, academic leaders, and emerging project managers to engage in a high level exchange of evolving discipline information in IT technology management. This forum serves as the interaction to examine expert level practices, address complex challenges, and explore inno- innovative methodologies that shape the success of modern IT projects across the industry. Today, I have with me Miss Brianna Rathel and Miss Zaylee Emma. Today, our focus will be on five project management topics: project integration management, risk management and mitigation, agile versus waterfall methodologies, stakeholder engagement and communication, and project portfolio management and strategic alignment. Welcome, Zaylee. Welcome, Brianna.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Now, by dissecting these topics through a case by case insights and expert questioning, we aim to deepen the understanding of how strategic alignment, technological change, stakeholder dynamics influence IT project outcomes. Participants are encouraged to share their real world experiences, question prevailing frameworks, and offer forward thinking strategies that advance project maturity in diverse organizational contexts. Ultimately, our goal is to seek to foster actionable insights, professional networking, and collaborative learning that can be applied both in academic research and high stakes IT project environments. Our first topic is project integration. Project integration ensures that all project components are properly coordinated. This includes developing the project charter, creating project management plans, directing and monitoring and controlling work across all knowledgeable areas. In complex IT projects, integration also requires aligning stakeholders' expectations, resolving conflicts between competing objectives, and adjusting processes based on performance data. So I've outlined a couple of questions that were submitted by the members of the roundtable. Brianna, would you like to ask the first question?
Yes. How do you handle change requests that conflict with the project scope or timeline?
Very good question. So change requests must go through a structured integrative change control process. We evaluate each request using a change impact assessment framework, examining the scope, cost, time, and resource implications. If the change aligns with the business value and the strategic objectives, we may approve it within corresponding scope and budget adjustments. Otherwise, it is deferred or rejected. Executive sponsors are involved for high impact decisions, ensuring alignment with business cases. Jalen.
Okay.
Jalen.
What integration strategies do you recommend when merging legacy systems with cloud-based platforms?
Great question. So when merging systems with cloud-based platform, we typically adopt a phased approach using APIs or middleware that allows interoperability without disrupting the legacy's operations. We use enterprise services bus or ESBs models where appropriate and map data models. It is critical to run parallel systems with sandbox testing before mitigation. Governance, compliance, and data and lineage are central to our strategy. Any more questions on that topic?
No,
No.
I'm good.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. Our next topic is risk management and mitigation in IT projects. So, IT projects are especially vulnerable to risk due to rapid technological change, cybersecurity threats, and evolving stakeholder requirements. Expert risk management involves identifying risk early, conductive qualitative and quantitative risk analysis, and developing proactive mitigation and contingency plans. Tools like the Monte Carlo simulation, risk matrices, and sensitivities analysis, which are essential. Jaylee, would you like to ask the first question?
Yes. How do you distinguish being acceptable and unacceptable risk in agile environments?
Okay, so in agile environments, acceptable risks are those that compromise sprint goals and deliverable integrity. These are typically technical learning curves or evolving user feedback. Unacceptable risks include cybersecurity threats, legal compliance issues, or misaligned MVPs. Risk tolerance levels are defined in the risk management plan and reviewed during the retrospective and sprint planning. Brianna?
What tools do you recommend for quantifying risk in highly technical projects?
Great question. So in the Monte Carlo simulations for cost and schedule, we use tornado diagrams for sensitivity analysis and the Bayesian networks for model cascading technical risk. Tools like ACT-Risk, Palisades, decision tools are very effective, especially when integrated with the Primavera or MS project. Technical risk should also be validated through architectural threat modeling like STRIDE. Jayla, would you care to ask the third question?
Yes. How do you prioritize risk responding when budget and time are constrained?
Great question. So we use a risk management matrix and exposure score probability times impact time detectability. High impact, like high likelihood risk, get immediate resources. When constrained, we apply the 80-20 rule and we focus on 20% of the risk causing 80% of the potential issues. Contingency reserves and fast track responses actions are documented in the fallback plan. Any more questions on that topic?
No, no.
All right, so our next topic is agile versus waterfall methodologies. Waterfall is a linear and a best stable, well defined project. Agile, including scrums and safe, promote flexibility and stakeholder collaboration through integrated development. Many IT organizations now use hybrid methodologies to balance predictability and adaptability. Brianna, any questions on that topic?
Yes. What are the critical decision points in choosing agile over waterfall for large IT infrastructure projects?
The decision hinges on requirement, volatility, regulatory constraints, and stakeholder availability. Agile suits a modular, rapid evolving systems, e.g., DevOps pipelines, whereas waterfall is best fixed scope requirements with strict compliance, e.g., government or defense. We like to conduct project suitability / assessment that examines team maturity, tech readiness, and deliverable complexity.
Okay.
Jaylee.
How do you ensure compliance and documentation in agile projects governed by the federal standards?
Great question. So we embed compliance tasks into project backlog and define definitions of done to include documentation checkpoints. Tools like Jira and Confluence auto generate audit traits. Agile doesn't preclude documentation, it prioritizes just enough documentation. Compliance officers attend sprint reviews and demos to ensure traceability and validate security requirements. Now let's move on to the fourth topic because we're running out of time here. Stakeholder engagement and communication management. Managing stakeholders in IT projects involves identifying their needs, aligning their expectations, and maintaining transparency throughout the project lifecycle. Expert communication use stakeholder analysis, Reiki matrix, and communications plans tailored by influence and interest. Regular updates via dashboard, town halls, and sprint reviews ensure ongoing engagement. Any questions on this last topic? On that fourth topic?
No.
No.
All right, well, let's move on to the last topic. Project portfolio management and strategic alignment. So managing stakeholders in IT project involve identifying their needs, aligning their expectation, maintaining transparency throughout the project lifecycle. Expert communicators use stakeholder analysis, Reiki matrix, and communication plans tailored by influence and interest. Regular updates via dashboards, town halls, and sprint review are ongoing. Any questions on that subject, Brianna?
Yes. How do you measure the value contribution of an IT project in a diversified portfolio?
Okay. We calculate value realization index, combining benefit cost ratios, strategic fit score, risk exposure, and stakeholder satisfaction. We also use earned value management and business value delivered matrix matrices. Projects are reviewed quarterly for continued alignment with KPIs and revised uh, OKRs. So we are almost out of time. We have time for one last question. Zaylee?
Okay. What challenges do you face aligning short-term agile projects with long-term strat-
Strategic.
strategic roadmaps?
Well, Agile's incremental nature sometimes conflicts with long term planning. We overcome this by maintaining epic level roadmaps that maps features to strategic objects. Portfolios, portfolios, um, Kanban boards, and PI planning and SAFE ensure traceability. It is vital to have project owners and PMOs in sync on scope, drift, and pivot opportunities. Well, thank you guys for attending this roundtable. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Um, if there are any more questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Again, thank you to my roundtable members, and we'll conclude at this time.